Oh, hi there. I am just enjoying a lovely bowl of kefir yogurt with some protein powder and some other goodness. Can you believe it's November? That's what, 6 or so weeks until Christmas? So not long to go. I don't know about you guys, but it does not feel like, it feels like silly season in terms of it's busy, but it doesn't feel like winter because it's not really cold yet. I mean, it's still at this time. I'm recording this at pretty much midnight and it's still saying 8 degrees, which this time of year I'd expect that to be sort of 2s or 3s. Even in the day, it's not really cold. It's okay, which kind of is good for me because although I'm busy, I'm not stupidly busy. I'm busy enough that I've got enough work for 2 weeks in advance and I'm not getting too stressed out over trying to get everything done, even though there are still days like that, but it's manageable at the moment. Let's just say that. Who knows what the next few weeks will bring, especially as we get close to Christmas. One thing I have made a rule this year for myself is that I'm not going to do more than 2 full-day jobs in a week. That includes power flushing, boiler installs, and things like that. And I'm also not taking on any big jobs because last year I took on a job where I had to fit a boiler and a cylinder. It was in an extension. I was working alongside a builder and it was just so stressful because things needed to be done before Christmas, but then I was getting held up by the builders and the other trades, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing that again. No big jobs in silly season. I'm going to be purely reactive breakdowns, a bit of servicing, and combi swaps or boiler swaps, maybe worst case 2-day jobs, so a conversion or something like that, but I'm not taking on like anything massive. I don't anyway, but yeah, especially not around this time of year. So enough of me talking about that stuff. I mean, that information might help some of you guys out, plan your work as well, because when I first started off self-employed, I didn't know what, I just took on anything and everything because you panic and you think, yeah, you just say yes to everything. But as the years go by, you start to realize what you can not take on and what you can take on. So everyone will find their own groove in a way. Now in this video, I've got 3 different jobs. I can't actually remember what they are. I know one of them because I'm literally just finished editing is a new gas run with a gas hob. I've got Worcester plate and I've got, what have I got? What's the one in the middle? I've actually forgotten. You just have to wait and see because I can't bother to scroll through it now. If you missed out on Unilite's Halloween sale, don't worry. You can still get 25% off your full order if you use my code UNCLE when you go to the checkout. Or if you still just want the IL-925R, which you'll see me using pretty much day in, day out on all my videos, that's 50 quid posted. You can still get that as well. Links in the description. And like I said, look, yesterday was Friday because I'm recording this on a Saturday. And the plan was to take Nikki out for her birthday. And I just wanted to make sure I didn't have any paperwork hanging over my head. And that's where Powered Now really came into its own because I'd been doing just servicing and gas sets that day because I need to make sure I keep myself available to get home at a decent time. And literally with Powered Now, all the details are loaded onto the app and you just bang, 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 tap, 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 gas set's done, ping it over, invoice is done, ping it over. You're not having to then come home and do all that. So save yourself that time. You do pay for the app, but the app pays for itself by the time you start getting landlords and customers calling you back saying, oh, I've got my 1-year reminder. I never used to use the reminder function, but this year I've had so many calls just off the back of that. I'm literally, everything is going in a reminder. So I know for next year, I'm already going to have a chunk of money pretty much ready to be earned. So do the same for yourself if you wish. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Worcester CDI. Plates getting swapped out of this. I have done a bit of work on this boiler in the past. I've changed the PRV on this, which was actually somehow, for some reason, it was a proper nightmare to do when I did it last time. But the plate, luckily, we have enough space behind it to drop it out. So what I'm going to be doing here, luckily we've got isolation valves here and here. I'm going to turn off either that ISO or maybe just from underneath the boiler. I think that one's a bit chewed up, so I'll probably turn it off from there. And then crack the nut behind here
undo that, get rid of this pipe for the time being, and then we should be able to drop the plate out through the back.
That is the plan. I don't know if it's going to be easy to do this first person view or to set the camera up here and you guys can see how I do it. I haven't quite decided yet.
Let's get started with today's job. Where are we? We are 7th of October today, and I've got to do a bit of leak investigation. So get that locked. Now this is the one, I can't remember if I filmed it last time. I don't think I did, but I filmed it for, this is locked at the moment anyway, but there's a Vaillant 937, 938 in here. And this is the one where I've done the shunt pump ages ago. I don't actually know if I did it for YouTube or not. 1 second. But they've had some issues here with some damp. As you can see, there's a bit of staining there. You're getting water coming up from here. All that's been affected. It's all getting up to there. So initially we thought it was this waste pipe here, which turned out to be the discharge from the water softener and the boiler condense. And that pipe basically goes down, around, and then it comes out of there. However, the amount of water that goes into there, because they're not using the water softener, so the water softener is not discharging, so it would only be the condense. And the amount that the boiler would be condensing doesn't equate to the amount of damp that's coming through here. So when I was here last time, I pulled this plinth off at the bottom, and you can see behind there that it's all wet on the floor. So my plan here today is gonna pull out the washing machine and the dishwasher, and then have a look to see what's going on with the pipework behind there, and hopefully we can find that leak and repair it. They are planning to do an extension, but that's not going to be for 18 months to 2 years. So we need to try and find where this leak is coming from and get it rectified before it causes further damage. So that's the plan for today. Let's start taking these out, have a look, see what's going on here. I've just pulled the plinth out. Probably get a better idea once I pull everything out, but you can see there's a lot of dampness behind there, which is what leads me to believe that it's coming from that direction. You can see all that's wet there. The good thing is they've tiled the floor all the way back, so it means I don't have to lift the appliances out. I can literally just slide them forward. So let's get the doors off, let's pull them forward and see what's going on behind here. Right, dishwasher, washing machine are out, and found the culprit. There we go. So that washing machine hose, you can see the level that's been dripping. It's just constantly going. And that's what's caused all this damp and mold down here. So customer's just going to give this a bit of a clean. I'm going to go to the van, get a new washing machine hose and a new washing machine isolation valve, and we'll get this swapped over, and at least leak investigation is done. Right, there we have it. New washing machine valve and new hose. It's all on. Water's back on, no leaks. Done. Now you might remember this job, the Vaillant that I rebuilt, because Vaillant themselves didn't want to build it. So I came in, got it all up and running. I'm here today to do a new gas run because customer wants to replace this electric hob with a gas hob. Good choice, because if you like cooking like me, you know you can't cook better than on a flame. Electric, I've had electric as well, especially depending on what you're cooking. If you're like me, if you cook a lot of curries and stuff, you want that flame control so that you can get to simmer, medium heat, high heat. I've found when I moved into my house, I had an electric hob. Either stuff wasn't cooking properly or it was overcooking because I couldn't really get the heat controlled. That I know you can do induction and stuff as well, but for me personally, can't beat gas. Now, there used to be, the previous owner, I believe, had a gas hob here. So there is a gas supply somewhere down here, but we don't need to worry about that. Gas is in 22, the meter's just in there. I've just done a drop test. In fact, the time has just gone off, so let's just check that the drop test is all good. And now I can start on this. So we've got 22 coming here. Going to bring that over up here, because initially I was going to try and see if I could squeeze it on the inside of this cupboard, but that's going to be very tight because it's tight enough as it is
with that paneling there. You can see there's a bank of pipes going there. If I can squeeze it in there, I'll try, but I don't think it's going to work because then I'm going to have to come out again. So I think the easiest thing is, and to keep it simple, is bring it out here, around the side, up there. It's going to go internal across there, drop it down the back there. There is a void at the back, so we can drop it down there behind the fridge, and then I'm going to fit the new gas hob here and get it all installed. I'm going to run it in 22, probably up to as far as there, I reckon, and then drop it down in 15, or I might even drop it down in 22 and then just do that in 15. I know it's only a gas hob, it doesn't need to be 22 the whole way, but we'll go as far as we need to go in 22 and then reduce down to 15. Probably going to set you guys up somewhere here on a time lapse and just watch me run some pipe. Keep you posted. So we've teed off of the main gas supply. I've got 22 going all the way around there, and I've reduced it just in that corner here. Just pull the fridge out, and now from here I can bring it down in 15. So I'm going to put a street elbow on that, bring it down, probably tuck it against this. Might put a little kick on it so that it comes down against this board here, and then from there, well, the last clip will probably maybe go against there. Bring that around, punch the holes through there, and I would probably want, before I copper pipe there, no, yeah, pull this out, get the oven out, and then see what's going to be the best route to bring it across through there. I mean, I might not even need to bring it all the way down as low level as there, because there's nothing going on here. I might just be able to punch a hole because there should be service gap behind this cupboard anyway, so I might be able to just go slightly higher level so I can bring it there, come up around somewhere here and then into the hob, or I might just bring it down and then come back up again. Let's see. It's yeah, work in progress. Had a bit of fun with the benders. So I've got 2.5 meter lengths. I've got that up there. Pulled a set. Now I know in hindsight is a wonderful gift. I probably could have put a street 22 in there and then the reducer, and that could have brought me straight down here. But in my haste, I already pressed that in. So then, because that street elbow kicked it out a little bit away from the wall, so let's put a 80mm offset. That's all in there. And now what I can do down here, elbow straight across, punch through there. But before I do that, I'm going to pull the oven out, take this out, so that I know what height whether I want to, I mean, the lowest point is going to be that, or if I need to cut it a little bit higher and then bring it through. So let's get this out, let's get this off, and then you know the drill. Some good news, some not so good news. Good news is the new hob sits perfectly in the existing cutout, which is fine, so no issues with that. However, I've got an issue with the size of this oven. So this oven I've measured is 540 deep, going up to there, and obviously there isn't much of a gap up here. that wasn't so much of an issue. Let me get the torch up here because I don't know if this camera's going to pick up enough. So that is where the top of the oven, the back of the oven sits. So that's not a problem. But if I do, so if we measure 540 there, that brings me pretty much right at the back there. So I've got no space to run my 15mm pipe at the back. I mean, there's a couple of options. I could maybe remove this, but then I don't know if this is supporting or not. But I think the other option that I'm going to have to do now, I reckon, is from here, punch a hole through the adjacent unit here, and then bring the pipe across there, high level through there. So I've already done the clips, made the hole and everything there. Luckily I didn't press anything down there at the moment. I even done the clips underneath here as well. But I think I'm gonna have to go through the unit here and go across that way. Can't see any other way because that oven literally goes right back. And on this I'll probably have to try and fit either a straight female line and then a street elbow. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Never straightforward, is it? Right, let's try and figure out best way. But yeah, it's going to have to be this way now rather than through there, because that oven goes right to the back. It doesn't leave me enough space at the back. You know, I don't want to get to the point where I put it in and then I've got problems. So let me try and get a female iron onto there, see what I can do with it. Hobs, never straightforward. So you saw what I pressed in there, and that's how I've had to bring it in the end. And the reason why, like I explained, I couldn't get the gas pipe to go back because the oven pretty much sits as far back. I even took the plinth off and I had clips under there and everything. That's all done away with, and I had to take off the original fitting that comes with it because that was bringing the connection down too far. By the time I then get a female line onto it, it was bringing it below this line here, which is the top of the hob. But now I put my own male line elbow onto there. That street elbow, even that street elbow, I had to cut that much off of it because the street elbow was too long as well. So I had to cut that, pop that in there. That's now going into there. That's where my gas cock is, coming straight through. Elbow onto there, bang, 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 and onto there. And I have measured. I've got the width of the fridge is 550, and 550 with my tape measure basically will fit. But yeah, bend. 550 will basically probably bring it right up to there and butt it up against there. So it will fit. It will fit. That's the main thing. Just done a drop test, which is sound. Thank God for that. Now I've just got to do the wiring for this. Now this is currently coming off of the big red switch, so we need to downrate that onto a 3 amp. So I'm going to get a 3 amp switch spur. So I'm going to get a switch spur, put a 3 amp fuse in it. That's going to get wired into the spur. Then that will get wired into the spur on the switch side, and I'll put a 3 amp fuse in. So that will sort the electrics out. Then I can put everything back together, turn it on and test it. But other than that, the long bit is done. Obviously I've got a bit of clearing up to do, but it's all secure, it's fitted, so that's all good. Gas is all good. Let's get the electrics done. Let's commission it and let's get this job wrapped up. All right, we're done. Gas front,
is all done. Customer's just going to get this sorted out because there's tiles on here, so I didn't want to break the tiles, but they're going to get that sorted out, get a notch, and then that can be pushed back. But hob itself, no drop in the tightness test. And you know what, actually when I did the first drop test, it was a 4 millibar drop. After I've done the gas run, 0 drop. We're done. Thanks for watching.